and welcome to another edition of Hellmation. My name is Jambareeqi. I'm a third-year animation student from Sheffield Hallam University, and I'm currently working on my third-year animation called Mel and the Devil's Deal. It's about an animator who makes a bargain with the devil, and the consequence is that his drawings come to life and chase after him. Now, this project is in stop-motion animation, and in the previous episode I explained how I made the first puppet, which is the character of Mel. And I have to explain before I go on to explain this episode's focus. I changed his neck. It is now a flesh-coloured plaster. Okay, if you want a bit more detail about that puppet, go watch episode 1 where I talk about how I made it. Okay. So, the focus of this episode is on the devil puppet. Now, the origin of this design goes back a bit, because I did loads and loads of different kinds of designs. I wanted something unique, something different, a very strikingly original portrayal of the devil, as original as I could get. I was encouraged to be simplistic, though, so I had a variety of different kind of designs. They're all very typical devil designs, though, and I showed these designs to animator Chris Gray, who is responsible for the Flash cartoon Scissor Kid. Go and check it out, it's really funny. I showed him the designs, and one really stood out to him. It was a very, very simple design of like a shadow almost with horns and long arms, long claws. And that design was based on the character of Slender Man, who is an internet kind of fictional, mythical horror character created by Photoshop artists. Very, very unsettling backstory to this character, and he's influenced me creatively ever since I've heard about him. It's worth looking up stuff about him because it's very inspiring to someone who's interested in horror. So yeah, that's the end result was this puppet. Okay? Before I explain how I made it, in the previous episode I said that the devil is voiced by a well-known anime voice actor. And I'm going to reveal who. Kyle Hebert, who's lent his voice to anime like Bleach and Naruto, two shows that I don't watch. But he's also lent his voice to Full Metal Alchemist, which I do watch, and to Dragon Ball Z. He's the narrator of Dragon Ball Z, the guy that was like, next time on Dragon Ball Z! So, the thing is to me, that is really special. I feel lucky. I definitely feel lucky for getting him involved in the project. Because to me, Dragon Ball Z, it's kind of like the Thundercats or He-Man of my generation. It was a very unique show. And it's left an impact on me. Subconsciously, it really has left an impact on the way I do a lot of my stuff. But yeah, I felt really lucky that he got involved with this project. I sent a design over for the devil, and that's what got him into it. Okay, so let's talk about this. Now, as you can see, he's a lot different to the Mel puppet, and he's made a tiny bit differently. Inside is wood, okay, just like Mel. And inside these, wire, just like Mel. Super Sculpey for the head. For those of you who don't know what Super Sculpey is, I'll quickly show it you. Super Sculpey, you can bake it. So yeah, his head is very solid. This is what it looks like. I got the flesh colour. Okay. So I baked the head, Super Sculpey, and there's a neck joint here. The rest of the whole body is actually a thing called vinyl, okay? I'm not sure where it is. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like a huge giant sticker almost. I can't fully explain what it is, but that's what I use to cover over. Very difficult, as you can see, because of the claws. I had to wrap vinyl around all these different claws and stuff. He's going to have mouth movement, but he's not going to have eye movement. This is to kind of like give him a very unsettling, discomforting appearance. The idea that he has no face almost, a bit like Slender Man, but he has a mouth. And I want his sounds when he's moving to be sounding like vinyl. At the same time, I do want him to kind of be like almost made from ink. So there's two ways of looking at that. There are a few gaps in the puppet as well. And what I've done is I've colored them in red. Okay? This gives him a sort of like, like the demons in Hellraiser. I kind of like thought it could be a bit like that if I have like gaping gashes in him in different places. Feet, never going to see them in the film probably, but they are also super sculpted. I'm really pleased with them, like little webbed feet, as you can see. So yeah, that's the Devil puppet, voiced by Kyle Hay there. And I've had to do dope sheets for those characters' lines. I'll explain in another video how the dope sheets work. But before I go, I'd like to talk about a book that I'll be relying on for the production. And if you're an animator, I encourage you to get this book. This book is kind of like the Bible for animators. It's done by a guy called Richard Williams, and it's a book called The Animator's Survival Kit. Okay? Get hold of one now. If you are interested in animation, if you want to animate, get this book. It's absolutely brilliant. It shows you how to do walk cycles and how to do specific emotions. It's a guide. It's a holy book for animators and cartoonists. It's brilliant. It's really good, and it's what I'll be relying on. Okay, so I hope that you have any questions to the project, because that's going to definitely influence future episodes of Hellmation. It'll definitely help me decide what kind of things to talk about in the future. Future episodes will include on-set documentary. I'm going to have someone come down and film me doing the project, and I'll explain how I'm making it. I'm going to have a video explaining my influences for the project, like all the different cartoons and films that were a huge inspiration for Metal and the Devil's Deal. I'm going to talk about the dope sheets. I'm going to hopefully do a video about the devil. I'd love to talk about and document the history of the devil. Another notable thing before I go, actually, is that I actually turned to my cousin-in-law, who is a reverend. He actually spoke to me about the portrayal of the devil, and he has had a good impact on how I will portray the devil. It's very interesting because, like, a lot of aspects of religion and the stories that are told, they're kind of imaginative. There's something very imaginative. There's something... I'm an atheist myself. I'm an atheist. But there's something about the stories from the Bible that are very grim. And for someone that likes to tell very dark and unsettling stories, I really do like taking influence from biblical stories. There's something really... There's some horror in the Bible, which is brilliant. It's really good, really interesting. So anyway, if you have any questions, comment below, and it'll help me decide what kind of things to talk about in the future. If there's anything you're curious about, then ask away. Okay, see you guys.